won't you start it?
Because, Mother, it doesn't seem inclined to start.
Well, are we just going to sit here and freeze to death? Well, you've got to get help.
How?
Well, stop a car.
Oh, no. I think I'd rather walk.
Walk?
Well, you don't know why.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Patricia, that man is probably 1,000 miles away.
The police don't seem to think so.
Theater 5 presents Said the Spider.
Look, Grandma, there's another deer.
It's a doe. See the fawn over there?
Where?
Behind her, Jeannie, in the woods over there, see?
Oh, yeah. Gee, I'm glad we didn't take the plane. This way there's so much to see.
If we'd gone the southern route, there'd be more to see. My goodness, aren't you freezing?
No, Mother, but shall I turn on the heater for you?
No, the heater's so dry.
You know, Ralph said we could save 2 days coming this way.
Well, I'd rather have a little comfort myself.
Oh, but he sounded so lonesome on the phone, Mother.
Me too. I sure am glad we'll see him soon.
Do you mean you miss him?
She means we miss him, Mother.
Well, I certainly wasn't implying anything else.
Can I turn on the radio?
Sure, honey.
Jeannie, get the news, dear.
But I wanted to hear...
After the news.
Holy moly,
Please,
Grandma.
Jeannie, let's not argue.
Now, Patricia, was I arguing?
No, Mother, I only meant that...
I simply asked to be informed of what's going on in the world. That's all, since I'm being whisked off to the far corners of the Northwest. I believe I have at least the right to know what I've left behind.
All right, Mother.
Well, then, why...
Jeannie, darling, look, over there, see? You see the way that rock is arched? That's a natural bridge.
Gee, can we get out and look?
Why not?
The chairman
I'm going to stay in the car.
All right, Mother. Come on, honey.
Oh, boy, can I walk across it, Mommy?
Oh, no, darling, we haven't time, and I'm not sure it's safe. Now, be careful.
In the local news, police in Harris County have found the body of an unidentified woman in a culvert beside Highway 45.
My goodness.
In their investigation, police discovered a photograph and are searching for anyone who may have a clue as to the dead woman's identity. An abandoned car was discovered east of Harris Junction and led police to believe that she may have accepted a ride when her own car became disabled. Further details will be given as they're received.
Oh, dear, the things that go
And now
on
the
these days.
weather. A cold wave is sweeping over the northeast portion of the nation today.
Careful.
And local
Gee,
conditions
you can't even see
vary.
the tops of the mountains for the clouds.
The latest
Will it be like
current
this in
prediction
Oregon?
Oh, honey, there'll be even better views there. Lakes and forests and mountains.
Tomorrow, cloudy and
Here we are.
colder, with rain
Oh, what a
possibly
terrible
turning
thing I heard on the news, Patricia.
Heating
Oh?
weather report.
I'll get another station.
No, never mind.
The
Just
chance
turn
of
that
showers.
thing off.
Oh, here we go. You know, darling, your daddy has found a beautiful house for us. He says it looks down on the Columbia River.
I'll bet it's cold in the wintertime.
And it's close to his new job, Mother.
Oh.
Believe me, I know we're just going to love it out in Oregon.
Good heavens. What's that?
What's a police car behind us?
What do they want? Have you done something wrong?
No, of course not, Mother. They just want to pass us, that's all.
Oh. Dear, something terrible must have happened. If there's been an accident, I don't want to look at it.
Oh, boy, go faster, Mommy. Let's see.
Jeannie, you know, sometimes I think that this child defies me just for the sake of causing friction.
Gee, Grandma.
All right, Jeannie. Never mind.
So depressing, this whole trip. Moving everybody out to Oregon. I think it was extremely selfish of Ralph.
Do you know what I think, Mother?
What?
I think we're all hungry. I think if we had dinner, we'd feel better.
Well, whatever you think, dear.
There's a restaurant, Mommy.
That doesn't look like much, but I guess it'll do.
Well, I think it looks just fine. Let's see.
Just listen to that siren. It sounds like more than one now.
Mother, Wouldn't you like a glass of sherry before dinner?
Oh, yes, Patricia, that would be nice. I won't be long.
All right, dear.
Holy moly, what's the matter with Grandma?
Oh, honey, I guess it's just that it's a long trip.
Does she have to be so fussy about everything?
Good evening. Table for two?
3, please.
Yes, this way, please. Been a nice day, hasn't it?
It certainly has. Tell me, do you know what all those sirens are about?
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't. The police have been up and down the highway all afternoon.
Oh, must be something serious.
Like a bank robber?
Well, we've had those, too.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I'll send you a waiter.
Thank you.
Hey, here's Grandma already.
My goodness. The places you have to put up with when you travel.
Oh, now, Mother, sit down right here by the window.
Dear. All right.
There you go.
But I suppose it's what you should expect when you gad about like gypsies.
Well, you'll feel better when you get some food.
Perhaps. But I don't think I want anything to eat here.
Hi, I saw you coming in.
Well, how do you do, young lady? And may I say it's a privilege to meet you at last.
Oh, Eugenia,
I don't wonder you're confused, but the fact is that your daughter and I are old friends.
Oh?
Correspondents of the highway. We waved to each other 3 times today in passing.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry, my name is Barnett. Charles Barnett, ma'am.
Well, this is my mother, Mrs. Fields.
Oh,
How do you do?
How do you do?
I'm Patricia Hadley, and of course, this is Jeannie.
With the light brown hair.
Mommy wants to cut it.
Are you driving on tonight, Mrs. Fields?
I'm afraid so, Mr. Barnett. You see, my daughter keeps a strict schedule of miles.
Oh, I do, too. I always seem to be hurrying from one place to another, and at my age.
Oh.
Will you wave to me again?
I will if we meet again. Well, good night.
Good night,
Good night.
Mr. Barnett. Oh, isn't he a charming man? Well, I can only say there are very few gentlemen like that left. That Mr. Barnett. There's certainly none among the young people.
Yes, Mother. He was very well groomed.
Gee, we've been driving 4 hours and we haven't passed him again.
No, we haven't lost those sirens either. My goodness, the state police are everywhere.
Oh, don't talk about it. You know, I've been literally sick since that newscast. Oh, Patricia, look out. That truck up ahead is slowing down.
I see it, Mother.
Well, you're not going to go around it, are you?
Well, of course I am.
There's not enough room. Oh, dear. I didn't think we'd make it. Now, Patricia, that was a reckless thing to do. There are other people in the car, you know.
Mother, I am driving the car. I know what I can do, and I would appreciate your understanding that.
Well, you did have that glass of sherry.
Oh, Mother, we're going to stop. We are going to stop at that motel up there, and we are going to rest. And we are going to hope that tomorrow will be better. Oh. I'm sorry, Mother. I guess I'm just tired.
Yes, I guess you are.
Jeannie, honey, you come with me to the desk inside. Maybe if we leave her alone, she'll calm down.
Okay. Look, Mommy, it's that big blue car of Mr. Barnett's. I guess he's staying here, too.
Well, how very nice to see you again.
Are you staying here tonight, Mr. Barnett?
Yes, I am.
Well, would you excuse us? Come on, Jeannie.
Well, if this continues across the country, Mrs. Fields, we'll be well acquainted.
Yes. We seem to have one car too many.
Have you heard about the terrible thing on the highway?
That woman? Oh, yes. Isn't it dreadful?
The clerk here says the police have a lead now.
Oh, really?
Yes, the woman was seen earlier in the day with a middle-aged man.
You don't say. Do they know what he looks like?
Well, the gas station attendant described him.
Oh.
Apparently well-dressed, a good-looking man in a gray suit.
Oh, dear, it's frightening. To think that it might be the man in the car that just passed you.
Yes.
Well, it's impossible to know who can be trusted these days.
Yes, that's the terrible thing about it.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Good night, Mrs. Fields.
Oh, good night, Mr. Barnett.
Good night, Mrs. Hadley.
Oh, good night. Mother, I have our keys.
Good. This seems like such a nice place.
Well, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We'd like our bill, please. Tell me, have you heard anything new about that awful thing that...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the early news. You know, they questioned 2 suspects, but they had to let them go.
Let them go?
You know, the 3 people who saw them said he wore a gray suit. Neither of the suspects owned one.
Well, a gray suit won't help them find him now. Good heavens, if he heard the newscast, he'd certainly change.
Yeah, I guess he's still at large. You know, nobody's been able to describe his car yet. Of course, the cops are hoping somebody might remember it. You know, it's a statewide search.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Fields, Mrs. Hadley.
Good
Jeannie.
morning.
Good morning,
You
Mr.
sleep
Barnett.
well?
No, not very. I've been rather anxious, you know.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, are you off and away this snowy morning?
No, not yet. About half an hour.
Oh,
I do believe I've become crotchety with age.
really?
I hate to pack an unpressed suit. The tailor's delaying me.
Well, I do hope this won't be our last meeting.
I sincerely hope not.
Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care.
Must you sing that over and over, Jeannie?
Honey, it does get on our nerves. Sing something else.
Yes, better yet, nothing at all. Bad enough to be out in this snow. Now, Patricia, I know Ralph wouldn't want you to be out in this.
It isn't a question of Ralph, Mother. I'd like to get there, too, you know.
So would I. Alive. What is it, Patricia?
I don't know. Oh, dear, I'd better pull over. Oh, come on.
Why don't you start it?
Because, Mother, it doesn't seem inclined to start.
Well, are we just going to sit here and freeze to death? Well, you've got to get help.
How?
Well, stop a car.
Oh, no. I think I'd rather walk.
Walk.
You don't know why?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Patricia, that man is probably 1,000 miles away.
The police don't seem to think so.
Oh, dear.
Mommy, where are you going?
Look, Jeannie, darling, there's a blanket back there. Now put it around you nice and warm. I'm going to find a phone or a service station or something, and I'll be back just as soon as I can.
All right. Oh, look at it. Just look at that snow. Not a single car has passed. We're the only fools out in this.
Grandma, the radio won't go on.
Oh, here, darling. I'll turn on the ignition. There.
Hey, look, there's a car back there.
Oh, Jeannie, lock the doors. Lock them all, dear.
Why? It's that big blue car of Mr. Barnett's.
Oh, thank heaven, thank heaven. Oh, Mr. Barnett! Oh, Mr. Barnett, please. Mr. Barnett!
What is it, Mrs. Fields? Trouble with the car?
Yes, and my daughter is out there walking in this, trying to find help.
Walking?
Yes, the news, you know. Oh, please, Mr. Barnett, if you see her, will you drive her to the nearest service station?
Why, of course, Mrs. Fields.
Oh, thank
Now,
you.
don't be alarmed. You and Jeannie just wrap up and keep warm.
All right.
I'll take care of it. It'll be all right.
Oh, you're a godsend, Mr. Barnett. Thank you so much.
What's the matter, Grandma?
Oh, it's nothing, Jeannie, dear. It's all right now. Mr. Barnett will take care of it. Must you have that radio on all the time?
I just want her to hear
We interrupt this program to bring you the latest bulletin. A motel clerk in Elmsford has described the car of the highway murderer. It is a large blue 7-passenger sedan.
Did you hear that?
Certain roads have been blocked
Blue?
off by the State Highway Patrol.
Blue!
All motorists
Patricia!
are urged to report it if they see
Patricia!
a large blue sedan.
Mrs. Hadley? Mrs. Hadley!
Oh, hello, Mr. Barnett.
Please let me help you. Get into the car. I'll take you where you're going.
Oh, thank you, but it can't be that far. I'll just walk if you don't mind.
Oh, now, please, Mrs. Hadley. I know what you're concerned about, but do let me help. This is turning into a blizzard. You could get lost in it. Now, please, do get in.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, why did I let her go? Why did I let her go? I've got to do something.
What's wrong, Grandma?
It's nothing, dear. Just keep wrapped up nice and warm, Jeannie. I've got to get to a phone. I've got to call. I've got to call the police.
What for?
Oh, never mind, dear. I just have to.
But it's too dark to go out.
Oh, now, darling, don't you worry. I won't be long. You just stay there.
Are you going to look
wrapped
for
up.
Mommy?
Yes, darling. You just keep warm. Here, let me fix that blanket. There we are. Now, you stay right there and wait till I get back. Now, here, you can listen to the radio.
Now I can have the kind of music I want, not some old news program.
All right, darling. You'll be all right, dear. You'll be all... Just you wait.
Yes, Grandma.
Oh, dear heaven. All the time we were talking about it. He was the one. He killed that woman. Oh, please, Patricia. Don't get into that car. Please, Patricia. Don't get in. Oh, a car. Please stop. Oh, please let it stop. Please. Please, stop. Stop. Oh, please let it stop.
Hi. Anything I can do for you?
Oh, thank heaven, yes. Yes. Could you take me to a phone? Or the police?
Why, yes, of course. I'd be glad to. Here, get in, ma'am. Get in. There you are.
Oh, thank you.
Is there something wrong?
My daughter. She went for help, and I done a terrible thing.
Oh, how?
The news. You've heard about the woman who was killed by a driver on the highway?
Yes?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know who he was. And I asked him to pick her up. My own daughter.
Oh, now, please, ma'am, try to get hold of yourself.
I've got to get help. I've got to tell the police.
We interrupt this program for a bulletin on the highway murder. A waitress in Stockton and a motel clerk in Colby have both described the man as extremely tall, middle-aged, and wearing a gray mustache. His suit was a chalk stripe.
Mustache?
Oh, just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. This has just been handed me. It seems that earlier reports that he drove a blue car are now considered erroneous. 2 parking lot attendants have confirmed that the car was dark green. It was also stated that he wore cufflinks bearing the initials J.H.
It's cozy in a car during a storm, isn't it? I suppose they'll catch me. I understand there's a roadblock up ahead. You won't mind if we swing off the highway, will you?
Theater 5 has presented Said the Spider, written by Richard McCracken, directed by Ted Bell. In the cast, Vicky Vola, Ralph Camargo, Joyce Gordon, Susan Melvin, Peter Rattray, and Ivor Francis. Script editor Jack C. Wilson. Original music by Alexander Vlastotsenko. Orchestra under the direction of Glenn Osser. Executive producer for Theater 5, Mr. Lee Bowman. We invite your comments. Write to Theater 5, New York 23, New York. That's Theater 5, New York 23, New York. This is Fred Foy speaking. This has been an ABC Radio Network production.